What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ecom Degree Podcast. I got Matt here and Jacob. They're actually 7-figure sellers on both Amazon and Walmart. And I brought them on this podcast to teach you guys how you can do the same, how they got started, and to make them reveal all of their secrets, because you guys know there's no gatekeeping on the Ecom Degree Podcast. So Matt, Jacob, I'm happy to have you guys on here.
Yeah.
Why don't we give everyone just a little bit of a background intro, how you even got started in the whole make money online world?
Yeah, I mean, totally. And first of all, grateful to be here. Happy to be here with you, Will. Obviously, also with Matt, too. How I really got started with e-commerce in general was I really got heavily into it during COVID. I think that's a lot of people's stories. They got into it during COVID. It was either a make or break for a lot of businesses. And I remember I always had this inside me where, as a little kid, I just wanted to do something. I always wanted to make money. I always saw the value. I thought it was something cool where it was like, okay, if I run this lemonade stand, which is something I actually did, you'd sell the lemonade, and now I have this thing that I could go to the Dollar Tree and purchase anything that I wanted. I thought that concept was so cool. And I think that as a kid, and then I went to middle school, I was trying to sell candy and stuff. And I think that entrepreneurial spirit was just always inside of me, and it translated into me selling things online and doing e-commerce. So I remember during COVID where there was a lot of different trends, there was pools and there was weights. So I specifically remember going to Walmart's and purchasing pools, clearing out all of their pools from the Walmart, filling up as many as I could in my car, fitting 3 or 4 pools at a time. And then I would have to go back and get more pools at that same Walmart. And I had them just everywhere in my garage, in the basement. And my mom was like, "You're never going to sell these. What are you talking about? You're going to make a profit on them." And then next thing you know, I'd buy them for $300 and sell them for $900. So it was actually super crazy. I just remember every time somebody would come, it was boom, $600 profit. It was huge. And then we met another friend, and I met that friend through the gym, and it was really cool to have somebody there with the same mindset as me. And I then met Matt at that friend's 21st birthday party, and it was just history ever since. We decided to actually move to Virginia, which was super crazy. And then we now moved into the second place together, which is a super nice spot where me and him live. And yeah, I'm selling on Amazon right now, selling on Walmart, also doing wholesaling and everything like that. It's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So from a lemonade stand,
Yeah.
this online empire was built. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, so I didn't sell any pools or lemonade, but I would hustle random stuff around the house on Facebook Marketplace, and then I translated that to eBay, and then it really clicked during COVID, as a lot of people had for some reason. It's a common thing for everybody, but the mindset really clicked during that time, and it's because it put us in an uncomfortable position, a position where jobs were not available. I was in school and I wasn't making money. I was broke, and when you're broke, you can either try to make money or you can just be sad and stay broke. And so I think it really taught a lot of us that mindset, and from there just went into Amazon and into Walmart and just scaling from there. And I would say it's been a great journey. It's been a very learning all the ins and outs of a business and how to operate these things. But yeah, before it was just really flipping small stuff. I flipped computers, actually, old computers that didn't even have the memory or anything in them, but the frameworks of them. I would flip them for $100 on Facebook, and this guy bought 100 of these things from my car, and my car was weighted down from it because they're these massive blocks of computers. My car was weighted down. I had a guy buy all of them from my car. I made a couple grand, and then I used that, and I went to Spain and studied abroad and everything. So it's funny how some of our similarities and our upbringing stories, and a lot of it just comes from COVID, I would say. So
Yeah, that's interesting. I know back in COVID times with me, that's also when I kind of was going all in on entrepreneurship. I started going all in I got into entrepreneurship in 2017, but during COVID is when I went all in. I saw big opportunity in making money on Amazon. And I was able to be successful there, start my personal brand, start ecom degrees. So yeah, that is funny how we all kind of went all in during COVID. What would you say inspired you though to even get into entrepreneurship? I know for me, I grew up in a single mom household, 3 little brothers. And for me, it was more so just seeing my mom work very, very hard and not make a lot of money. It kind of like sparked this thing in my brain where I was like, oh, in America, even if you work hard, that doesn't mean that you'll make a lot of money. You actually have to work smart. So from a very young age, I knew that I had to find something where I could make a lot of money that wasn't what the traditional person would do, like wasn't a traditional job. And that led me to be very curious about different opportunities, reselling sneakers, Amazon, Walmart, all these opportunities that you see on the internet. It led me to like want to try all of them, since I knew the traditional route wasn't really realistic for you to go the traditional route and actually make a lot of money based on the only case study that I had, which was my mom. And then even though I didn't live with my dad, I would see my dad, and he was also struggling trying to do the traditional route. So what inspired you guys to just start selling lemonade, even like just getting into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, honestly, Will, like I love that question, because I think when you go through life and you get older and more experienced, you realize how the world operates. So when I was actually in college, I realized right from the moment that I was there, like this was not going to be for me. My dad was telling me, oh, we have this great job lined up for you. It's 150,000 a year. You're going to be set. You're going to be working. It's going to be awesome. And then when I realized I was in this class, I realized I was around everybody else that I felt like they're going down the same path as me. And I remember just sitting in class and being like, okay, yay, I'm going to college and like this is great, but like where is this going to lead me for the rest of my life? It's like, okay, yeah, I'll have to always work for somebody else. And that was like, wow, I'm literally in a classroom learning from someone else that's never been successful, that's literally like teaching me information on how to make money in business. Why would I study business in a school where I'm getting no advantage of all the other kids around me in the class, not just in the class, but around the entire country? And I have to learn from someone who's never done business in their life. Why not just take that leap of faith and risk and bet on myself while I'm still young and try to actually change my life? Like put myself and my family in a better position that they've never once experienced before. And like, I think that I realized that I would have to put the ball in my court, risk everything and bet it all on myself. And like, I think that I'm so grateful that it's going in the right direction, that it's prosperous and my family believes in me. And like, that's like huge for me. So that's really what I think about that.
Yeah, bet on yourself. That's like something that's always held true to me too. Like, I think if you have a job, not dissing it, like if the 9-to-5 works for you, then that's great. But if you have a 9-to-5, there's going to be problems in that business, and there's going to be the boss, and there's going to be a whole bunch of things that you guys can't control. You guys can't bet on the company and have that full job security. It just doesn't really exist, especially now. Like, I feel like job security is terrible. And so I feel like the inspiration came from, obviously I wanted something more unique, experienced life. I don't want to have that desk job. I worked the 9-to-5 during school, like over the summer in an internship at a desk in the most boring place imaginable, doing some marketing for a forklift company. And it just really showed me through their lens as well, the people that I worked with during the internship, how unhappy they were. They would talk about their lives as if they were depressed and unhappy. They had families, they had children, but they were still super unhappy. And it's because they have to spend a majority of their life maybe working up the chain and maybe having a decent salary and just kind of betting on another company or an external factor. And I just really saw that clearly, especially during that time, but I also did before that, because it was like, I don't want that same result that my parents had in life, unfortunately. Like, they provided for me and they did the best job they could with the resources that they had, and I respect that. But I don't want to end up, retiring at 60 or 65 at this point with today's society. And it was just the burning fuel to why I just cut off everybody and just focused, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to then graduate school and just go full time into betting on myself.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean, I personally like dropped out of college like to actually run this business, which like it's just back to the same moment of betting on yourself. So like, Will, what was your kind of journey to this business?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to y'all's. Like I said, I grew up watching my mom work really hard, understood that working hard doesn't equal making a lot of money. And I looked around and I didn't want to be like anyone in my family. Like, I didn't have anyone to look up to. Everybody was kind of struggling. Nobody was making a lot of money. And when I would work at these 9 to 5s, you know, I had a job at the Amazon warehouse. I had a job at LA Fitness, similar to what you said, Matt. You know, everybody would just talk about how they hate their life. And I'm just like, you know, there has to be a path where you actually enjoy living, right? There has to actually be a path where, and I knew that it was possible because I would see these business owners online that live these extraordinary lives. And as I started doing more personal development, reading books like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, my mindset started to change. And I started to realize, oh, okay, like you can actually be rich. You just have to play a different game.
Yeah.
And the game that I'm playing right now, I actually can't win. And the game that I was playing was the traditional route of just having a traditional job and getting a traditional education. And I'm a person that I'm not a genius, but I have common sense. And I think that it's not common in today's society, unfortunately. But the way that I look at everything is very straight line. So when I was in college, I just looked at my life and I was like, okay, I can stay here for 4 years and get a degree, and they're paying around $70,000 to $100,000 a year for people that have this degree. Or I can do what these guys are doing on YouTube, that I'm seeing driving exotic cars, living an extraordinary life. And even if I do it half as good as them, I'll be making way more money than that 70 to 100K a year. And not only that, on this side, I have to wait 4 years to touch $1. Plus I'm going into debt. Whereas with this, I can dedicate the next 4 years of my life while I'm young to trying. And I trust in myself enough to know that I can make this work eventually. And even if I don't do it at the scale that these guys are doing it online, like even if I just do it half or 30%, I know that I can make more money than with this degree over here. And that's kind of how I thought about it. And that's exactly how I started, right? I just went all in, and it took me like 3 to 4 years to actually start making money online. But I gave myself that timeline. I was like, you know, Will, like if you go all in and you don't make $1 until 3 to 4 years from now, you're kind of in the same place as if you were to have stayed in school, because you're not going to make $1 until 4 years after you get a degree. And that's how I looked at my life, and I went all in. And fortunately, thanks to God, like it worked out. You know, I made money with e-commerce. One of my strengths is just having vision. You know, before I even made $1 online, I knew that I wanted to have a personal brand. So I was documenting the whole thing. I was documenting me learning about it. I was documenting me making my first $1. I had documented it so much on social media that I was able to build a following. And before I even had the following, I knew that I wanted to be able to monetize that following, like the people were doing, from like the YouTubers were doing when I was watching and learning from them. And that's when ecom degree got started. That was back in like 2018. Fast forward to today, we have like 20,000 students worldwide, made over $40 million just in the coaching space. And it's been crazy, but it sparked from just seeing the two different realities and seeing that I really only had two paths. And this one just seemed a lot more intriguing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's honestly crazy how this life works, because let's say I'm walking down the street and I see a Lamborghini. Well, am I going to assume to myself, man, that guy probably went to college for 4 years and then he went and got a master's degree and then he went ahead. You know what? He probably has, that guy's a doctor. That guy with that Lamborghini probably has a doctor. And honestly, like being a doctor is like amazing. Like if you want that for your life, like go be a doctor. Like I'm not knocking on that at all. But like the person that you're assuming who owns that Lamborghini, oh, that guy's probably like a really successful business owner. That guy probably owns that building right over there, owns that building over there. And it's like, the people, like even everybody around, like when you're assuming whose car that is or whose nice house that is, that's a business owner. So like, why go down the path if you want these type of great things in your life? You want to provide for your family. You want to be able to buy materialistic things if that's more your lifestyle. Take that bet on yourself, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? It's unfortunately the reason why people never take a bet on themselves and why people remain stuck in life is because they allow other people to put limiting beliefs onto them.
For sure.
And it's crazy when you actually really think about this, and I think about this all the time. But why is it that when we're really, really young, 3, 4, 5 years old, we have these big dreams, right? Like we want to be the fucking president of the United States, astronaut, be in the NBA. And then when you're 18, 19, 20, you're the most like unconfident person ever. And it's because you go through life and you let strangers and your friends tell you what you can and can't do. And you believe it for some reason.
Especially family.
And that's why it's important that as you go on this journey to become better, more than just adding things, right? Like adding the habits. Adding habits is a good, adding good habits will definitely get you to where you want to be, but you have to remove a lot.
Seriously.
You have to remove a lot of the things that you've learned along this journey where you are at now. And I had to remove a lot of self-limiting beliefs because as you were talking about like, seeing the Lamborghini and thinking that may be a doctor, right? You're not going to think that. There was a time in my life where I thought everybody that had an exotic car, like, grew up in a rich family. Like that was like actually my belief because there was no wealth around me. So money actually didn't really, having a lot of money in my reality didn't exist because everybody around me was broke. Everybody around me was struggling. Everybody around me would talk about how it's hard to make money. They would talk bad about rich people, how like they would just say all these negative things. So that was my reality. And I had to unlearn all of that. And it happened when I started reading books like Think and Grow Rich. I was like, oh, wait, like, why do I automatically assume that someone with a nice car driving by me was given a handout? When statistically, if you actually look it up, over 50% of millionaires are actually self-made. So that's actually not even a fact. Most people that have made their millions did it from like the ground zero. Yeah. And when I started relearning these things, that's what actually allowed me to even believe that it was possible for me to make millions of dollars. And I tell people all the time, this mindset shift has to come before the income shift, because with a toxic mind, you'll never be able to make a lot of money because you have to believe that you can actually do it first. Yeah. So I'm a huge believer in personal development. Like I've spent like over $250,000 in personal development. Wow. Masterminds, events, mentors, because I know for a fact that you can only grow to what you've been exposed to. Yeah. And a lot of people, they just unfortunately haven't been exposed to anything. And that's why they remain stuck. Wow. You've only been like, a lot of people have only been exposed to the friends that went in their high school, the friends that they met in college, their little neighborhood. And if that circle isn't an empowering circle, then unfortunately you will never grow.
You're exactly right. I mean, it's crazy how these negative things can really dictate our lives. Like, honestly, like, I think I agree with you. Like, the circle of what you're around, you are who you're around. I think there's studies out there that say the top 5 people that you're around is who you are. So, like, you look at life on a rubber band and who the people you surround yourself with. If you're trying to separate from your friends, it's a rubber band. It might hurt. And it's either, okay, you're going to let that rubber band stretch out or you're going to come back down, or eventually you're just going to snap the rubber band and break off. So it's just unfortunate how certain people in your life, you might say, okay, you're not going down the right path that I want to go down. I want better for my life. I want to put this, and this person better in a better position, like my mom, my brother, this and that, my future family. Like, it's just crazy how what you need to do to get to the top and do it in the right way.
Yeah, and I think like talking about like removing bad things along your journey, I think that's like an interesting topic here for like the people that want to know like what else should you remove, because we're talking about like friends that have that like negative input and are just not living the life that you want to achieve. Like, what are some like other things you guys think that they should remove? Like, is it habits?
Yeah, I know for me, I have no friends right now that I went to high school with. Wow. Or went to college with, like literally zero. So I think removing friends from your life that aren't going to help you achieve your goals or that don't really like love you like that. Obviously family is great to always, stay in touch with them. But like, there's a lot of conversations that you're probably having in your life right now that you don't need to have. Like, there's a lot of group chats that you're in that you probably don't need to be on. There's a lot of people that you follow on social media and you consume their content that you don't really need to be consuming. Mm-hmm. So I just started asking myself, are these people depositing in my life positivity, or are they withdrawing energy from me? And I was just going through all of my contacts and my contact list. And if they weren't depositing more than they were withdrawing in my life, I just cut them off. I just stopped talking to them. I used to follow like 2,000 people on IG. I follow like 200 now. And it's because I'm very careful with what I consume, because what entertains you literally trains you. And that's one of the biggest things that I had to remove, was friends that weren't empowering me, that weren't really benefiting me. That was number one. Number two, content that was making me dumber. I had to remove that, like brain rot. A lot of people consume brain rot, and then they wonder why they have no like smart bone in their body. And I would say number three, limiting beliefs. So limiting beliefs that I had no business having, right? Because again, a lot of these limiting beliefs were put on you by other people because they have those limiting beliefs, not because it's true for you to have them. So those were like the three main things.
I think like for me personally, like I've never been an addictive person, but I know people that go down the addictive road, and they might be addicted to alcohol, to drugs, to pornography. Like all these things consume the mind like crazy. So there's literally people that have let alcoholism dictate their lives in such a negative way to, you never know anybody's story. You never know if that guy on the street has that addictive personality where he was drinking and he drank himself into poverty. So I think like you have to limit bad negative addictions because they are very, very dangerous. So like me personally, like I don't have any addictions. I don't drink. You know,
Can't even
personally,
get you to drink coffee.
I don't even drink coffee. Yeah, like you know, I rarely ever drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Like I think it's such a negative thing. I don't do any drugs. I don't watch porn. Like I don't do nicotine. Like that's not who I am. But you have to fuel that with something else. You have to fuel that with business. You have to feel that with the gym. You have to feel that with building the real relationships around you, the love that you put into other people. The way that I look at my life, I look at it as like a cup. And what's filling that cup is the love that I give for myself, is the business that I provide for myself. And I feel like once you have that fulfillment and the cup overflows, then you can allow yourself to pour into other people, pour that into a new relationship, pour that into your friends. I love to always have my cup full because it's always full constantly because of the love that I give for myself. And I think the greatest thing for me, like what I like doing the most is like sharing my love with other people and who I personally am as a person. I think Matt knows well, like, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm an emotional person. Like, so Matt knows like how much I care for my friends. And honestly, that's so much more fulfilling in life.
Yeah, and just removing like bad habits in general. Like so many people just sleep in all the time and then don't go to the gym. There's a lot to be said with a lot of successful people have the better habits of waking up early or going to the gym or eating healthy. And it's like it seems like very simple and common knowledge to do these better habits, but most people don't. They just allow themselves to get comfortable within the bad habits of going out on the weekends constantly, on social media, consuming brain rot, like just scrolling, doom scrolling constantly. And it's like, we all are creatures of habit. And if you make that your habit of these negative things that are holding you back in life, it's gonna be really hard to break through to the good ones. But it's funny because the simple thing is just starting. And if you just keep starting it over and over, then it's honestly not hard to stop being on social media. It's not hard to really eat healthy if you just try, like, and you just actually start. So I think that's something to be said with it, is most people don't want to start. They're fine with like that comfortability in life. And it's a shame because I think a lot of it's more fulfilling and a lot of it will help them out mentally and physically and just grow their life, like outside of business even. So it's just, I wish more people thought this way, like I wish more people had that, way of thinking just to start that good habit, just to build that up. And like worst case, it's not for you, but you just keep going and you're better off with it.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why content like this is important, because it goes back to kind of what I was saying earlier, where you can only grow to what you've been exposed to. Some people literally are stuck because no one in their circle is empowering them whatsoever to do anything good. All of their friends drink, all of their friends smoke. And when they hang out, what do? They drink and they smoke. They're not talking about goals. They're not talking about how they're going to level up. They're talking about how they hate their jobs, but they're not talking about how they're going to change that situation whatsoever. So a lot of people just need to be involved in more conversations like the ones that we're having right now. And I know that when I was broke, I couldn't afford to even go to a mastermind, but I would watch videos from people that I wanted to be like. And you're kind of like a fly on the wall when you're watching YouTube, or even when you're watching on TikTok or Instagram, which goes back to why you have to be very cautious of what you consume, because you're taking something away from that video, whether you think you are or not. And if it's a brain rot video, you're constantly watching those videos, like you're taking away something from that video. And it's important to make sure that what you're taking away is actually something positive.
Yeah. No, consciously or subconsciously, you're taking in both, whether you realize it or not. And then not only that, but people just rot away watching their phone all day, like on the negative things. Like Will said, like watch the right people you want to watch. Watch what's going to build you. Put the people around, like you got to think of the people around you as like you're building your team. You're building like literally the Avengers. So like get a person in your life that's good for this. Get a person that's great for your daily habits. Like they help you work out at the gym. This person's good for business. This person helps me fulfill my emotional needs. Like look at yourself. Look at the people who are around you, and if you need to make changes and build your Avengers, then do so.
Yeah, make the changes, guys. Make sure the people around you are actually helping you become a better person and get closer to your goals. Now, I want to switch the conversation over kind of back to business. And I think it's important that we covered the mindset stuff first, because it's funny, the mindset module is always the most skipped module on every single course, but it's actually the most important, because if your mindset is cooked, doesn't matter what business model you follow, you're just going to be cooked. You're not going to get any results. I always say this, it's never the business, it's the person. If you take an individual that is disciplined, that is consistent, that has a great mindset, that has a growth mindset, you can throw him in any business model and he's going to become successful. It's never the business, it's the person. So if you're someone that's been hopping from opportunity to opportunity, stop looking for another opportunity, look in the mirror, because you just need to work on yourself. But I am going to talk about an opportunity that you should listen and take notes on.
Yeah, can I chime in real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's important to note that you can't buy the mindset. I love to say that because people will throw money at things that they want to learn from, but if you can't have the mindset to begin with, you just can't buy it. You can't just go and obtain it from Will or from Jacob. Like, it's not something you guys can just buy from us. You have to actually build on it and work on it.
Yeah, mindset's everything. It's key.
Yeah,
100%. You can't really borrow confidence. Confidence comes from doing hard things and you knowing that you did those hard things. And we were talking about this earlier. I think Matt was asking me like, yo, what is your goal when you go to the gym? Like, are you trying to get shredded? Are you trying to bulk up? And I was more so like, yeah, I want to be fit, but it's more so a mental exercise for me. It's like, okay, I consistently over the past 100 plus, 200 plus days have gotten up and gone to this gym and pretty much tried to kill myself. And I was able to survive every single day. And that gives me a different type of confidence, because I know most people aren't doing that. Most people are not waking up, working out, and then handling business, and then still being a good boyfriend to their girlfriend or other way around, and then still talking to their family, making sure that they're in touch with their family, making sure everything is good there, and providing for themselves and others. And knowing that I've done that consistently over a long period of time, that's what gives me confidence. You know, you can't just wake up the next day and all you did yesterday was beat your meat and then fucking make any money, and then fucking you didn't talk to your family, you didn't text your mom, and then you just wake up confident. Like, it's just not gonna fucking happen. But yeah, switching the topic. But remember that you might have to rewatch the first part of this video, because again, the mindset shift has to happen before the income shift. But now we're going to talk about income. There's a new kid on the block, right? A lot of people, they know about Shopify. A lot of people, they know about Amazon, but not a lot of people know about Walmart. And you guys are making over 7 figures on Walmart. I want to talk about that. What is the difference between Amazon and Walmart? And why does Walmart have this huge potential? You guys were telling me behind the scenes, y'all were very excited about Walmart. Like, what is the hype behind it?
I mean, I don't even think most people realize they can even sell on Walmart in the first place. So Walmart is like building Amazon business, but like 10 years back. So like all the people always talk about, oh man, if I started Amazon 10 years back this, 5 years back that. It's like Walmart is here right now. And like we go to these events and people don't even realize that. Like this is so prevalent. Like we've been going to events for a while now. And like they're recently like talking about Walmart. Where we went to an Amazon event and they were all like, oh, Walmart, like this, and this. Oh, if I was doing this, I would be doing Walmart. It's actually like really crazy to see. So like, I don't think it's very spoke about right now, but like it'll be funny to see when time tells. But like knowing about it now, I'll be shocked if people aren't talking about it years from now. Like,
yeah, it's like Bitcoin in 2015. Whenever they talk to me about Walmart, because it's still pretty new to me, and I'm someone that's in the e-commerce game. Like I'm around all these e-commerce people, and not a lot of people have been talking about Walmart, but everybody that I do talk to about Walmart is making a lot of money on Walmart. I was even talking to one of the ecom degree coaches the other day. His name is Gilbert. Shout out to Gilbert. If you guys want to watch the interview that I did with him, it's on the YouTube channel. He actually used to be an electrician, joined ecom degree. Now he does like over 20,000 a month on Amazon. But I was talking to him like the other day and he was like, yeah, Will, like I'm honestly, some days I'm making more on Walmart than Amazon now. And I was like, what do you mean? Like this, we hadn't talked in like months. I was like, you still on Walmart now? And he was like, yeah, like it's way easier. Not as many categories are gated. And a lot of the stuff that doesn't sell on Amazon just sells on Walmart and it's less fees. And that's what got me intrigued about the whole opportunity and kind of what led me to meet you guys and like message you. And we got hopped on the call and everything. That's a story for like a whole another day. But yeah, like what is the hype behind Walmart in your opinion?
I mean, it's new. Walmart itself, as we all know, it's been like a household name. Like we all know Walmart. We've all probably been to a Walmart. And when you associate Walmart, you think of the store. You don't associate it with online. But Walmart is growing their online presence crazy, like rapidly growing. And it's shown from allowing other sellers to sell on the platform. So Walmart itself, as similar to Amazon, is not the sole seller of every product on their platform. They have other sellers on there. And so while it's been a thing for a few years now, I mean, it's been around. Now it's being shown, it's being highlighted, but it's also growing faster than it ever has. So I think that is where it really comes from. It's Amazon's probably main competitor for like marketplaces, I want to say, other than like eBay and Shopify stores and stuff. I would say Walmart is trying to compete with Amazon. They're trying to push that in that direction, and they're incentivizing sellers. They even give you like ad credits to spend and referral fees. Like they give you less fees some days. It's like a whole ecosystem is being pushed a lot more than ever has.
So they're really trying to compete with Amazon on the third-party marketplace side or third-party seller side, and you're saying that they want more sellers on the platform.
Yeah.
And you said Walmart threw an event for sellers?
Yeah, we went to the Walmart Summit, and Walmart hosts the entire thing out in San Diego, and the CEO of Walmart himself was actually just like talking there and like speaking to people, and they have all these booths set up and different tools and stuff, and it just really shows you that they are here to stay. Like they are pushing this to the moon.
Yeah.
So
it was a whole event dedicated to sellers, guys, and the CEO of Walmart was speaking there. When they told me that got me excited because, ecom degree, we're one of the biggest, if not the biggest e-commerce coaching program out there. We've helped over 20,000 plus people make money online. And like, if we could secure a partnership, we already have like a mini partnership with them where they allow us to expedite our students' accounts, like approve them. But if we could secure like a major partnership with them, knowing that they actually want more sellers in the platform, and that being like what ecom degree is good at, is getting people to sell products online, that would be crazy. That was exciting when y'all shared that with me. Now, what exactly are you selling on Walmart?
yeah, I mean, it's everything and anything. That's the way I put it. It could be dog treats, it could be grocery products, it could be a vacuum. I mean, it's kind of similar to where if you're buying stuff from Amazon, a lot of stuff sells on Walmart. So it's household brands, it's other brands like private label companies that come in and sell stuff on the marketplace. But I mean, in theory, you can sell just about anything, I would want to say. So
it's still name brand products, pretty much.
Yeah, name brand products, like stuff you would find in your house. Like if you go to an actual Walmart, it's going to be selling on Walmart.com. But there's outside of that, like a whole plethora of other opportunities and other brands that you won't see in a Walmart. Like they're actually just solely online that you can order.
Cool. So What would you say is the most profitable thing that you personally have ever sold on Walmart? Can you give us like a case study of a product? I know the viewers that would be very valuable to the viewers.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess I could air it out, say the sauce, but
Yeah, bro, come on. There's no gatekeeping
Yeah,
in the
it was
Ecom
this-
podcast.
this deodorant brand from Europe, funny enough, but it's been sold in the United States. It comes in a little 2-pack. It has a little like red dial on it or something, but there's different variations. Those alone, I would sell the crap out of. Like I want to say like 8 different ones, maybe 7 different versions of this deodorant, and just this little small 2-packs, and I would sell them on Walmart, and I would restock them consistently, and it just was crazy to me because it's like this European, company that's not really like a household name, but it's like somewhat prevalent, I guess, and it would just sell on that marketplace, and I would even like push ads to it just because like the margins were really good, might as well try to get more sales. So I would say that's probably one of the best and most consistent products I've ever had in my catalog.
Yeah, he is not lying. I've seen
You've seen them,
hundreds.
You've
and
seen them
hundreds
ship
of
in and
deodorants.
unpack them, or
Yeah.
now they're going to the prep center and
Yeah.
stuff.
So
but
what did the numbers look like on that? Like how much were you buying it for? How much were you selling it for?
I
What
was buying
profit?
it. Well, some of them were more expensive than others, but I think on average it was like $13, and I would sell them for about 30. So
Oh, wow.
pretty good margins, like on it, because it's a small product, so like the fees are lower. If I'm doing like seller fulfilled, then like it's costing like nothing to ship it to the customer. But in general, like I was pushing them out. Like he knows it. Like I would get a box in, ship them out, and I get another box in the next month, ship them out, and just like keep stacking that, and I just kept selling them.
And was that product also selling on Amazon or no?
No, funny enough, it wasn't on Amazon at all. It was just solely on Walmart. All the variations, like you couldn't even. I don't think you could sell the brand on Amazon. I think it was like a brand that you was gated on Amazon, but they didn't even have those variations to begin with. But it was actually like eligible to sell it on Walmart. All the variations, and yeah, there was like one other seller on the listing too, I think.
And would you say that's like the biggest advantage for Amazon sellers currently expanding into Walmart, is that they just have all these categories that they're probably gated for on Amazon, that the floodgates are open for those categories on Walmart?
Yeah, so I mean, with Walmart, it's constantly evolving. So what we say now might not be the case in 2 months from now. But I will say, yes, there's going to be brands that you're just absolutely cannot sell on Amazon at all that you can sell on Walmart, vice versa. So I think with that being said, from your prior experience, if you sold on like Amazon before, it's like you can take those brands that you can't sell and just try them out on Walmart, see if you can. And like all you have to do is just try to add it to your catalog. If it comes back as published, you're good to go. If it comes back as air, then you can submit a case, ungate it. It's very similar. You can ungate with invoices. It's like it's just a different marketplace, but it's more open, I would say, for sure.
Cool. Let's talk about the fees on Walmart. Are they similar to Amazon fees? Are they cheaper? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, they're 100% cheaper. Like comparison to Amazon and Walmart, there's different categories. Like Amazon's always going to take a flat 15% of sales. Like no matter what, it doesn't matter this or the third. Like they're going to take flat 15%. But a lot of categories on Walmart, such as electronics, they'll cut your fees down to like 8%. For certain foods, for food, it's 8%. Maybe for something else, it might be 15%, but cutting it down in half. And then on top of that, they're not charging you a monthly subscription to just simply sell on the platform. They're cutting down fees when it comes to shipping, when it comes to,
For sure.
yeah, when it comes to, warehouse fees, like all these different things, like they're cutting down drastically because they want the sellers to win. Actually, like a little bit of a funny story. One time I was shipping in a box to Walmart, and it might have been about $2,000 with the inventory spend. Actually, like this isn't great, but like it was great because they actually lost my box. I reached out to Walmart support, and they were like, okay, yeah, we can't find it, but we're going to reimburse you $4,000. So I actually was going to make $3,000 on this box because Walmart is encouraging sellers to sell on their platform. They offered me double literally what I was going to actually make on the product itself. And instead of making $3,000, which I would have made about in a month and a half, I instantly made back $4,000 on that.
That's crazy. So that just goes to show that they're really, really pushing for more sellers on their platform. Would you say there's a difference in customer service on Amazon and Walmart as well?
Yeah,
I mean, that's one example, but
Yeah, I would say in general, like support, it looks a little bit different. Like Amazon, you have the live support. Walmart, you do as well. Like cases and stuff, they're pretty quick, I would say overall. You can even try to get them on the phone sometimes, like with different support cases, not just like account health or anything for Amazon. But I will say it's evolving too. It's going to continuously get better for Walmart. But overall, like ungating and stuff, I've had pretty quick like turnover times for my cases, I would say.
So for a beginner that's watching this video and they're deciding really what business to get into, and if they're watching this channel, they're probably considering Amazon, maybe Shopify, maybe Walmart now that they're watching this, which one would you choose? I have a feeling it's Walmart, but why? Why Walmart over all the other business models?
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting into Amazon. I mean, at the end of the day, you're betting on yourself and you're betting in a real business that is going to be able to, if not start to replace your income, eventually, hopefully replace your income. Because obviously at the end of the day, we're all listening to this right now. We're all sitting here right now because at the end of the day, we want better for our lives. We want to improve as a person overall. We want to put more money in our pockets. So obviously, like selling on Walmart platform itself, like I would definitely say get into Walmart. It's a low barrier to entry. You're going to see results super quick, and it's way easier to start today than it's ever been. So I would definitely recommend starting on the Walmart seller platform.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I was telling like a couple of my friends the other day that they were asking me about different ways that they could make money, and I always try to give like the best advice. And I always, for the past couple of years, it's always been like, for me, the way that I was seeing it was the easiest way to make 10K a month is to just do Amazon, like selling name brand products on Amazon, because these brands people already know, like, trust them. There's so many buyers on Amazon. You don't have to run any ads because of the volume is crazy over there. But now that Walmart is coming out and that they're really pushing for new sellers to join their platform, and their fees are lower, there's no subscription to have an account, the competition is way less. Like I think on Amazon, there's over 2 million sellers, which still isn't a lot compared to I think they have like over 400 million people with a Prime account. On Walmart, they have about like 200 million buyers, and they have less than, I think, like 250,000 sellers. They have less than 200,000 sellers on the platform. So the competition is very low on that side. And yeah, the delta between the amount of sellers and the amount of buyers is huge. So for anyone watching this video, I can confidently say I'm picking Walmart over Amazon right now, simply because you have that early mover advantage. And in business, a lot of times being early is a lot better than having a skill set. It's a lot better than having a mentor. Even when you're early, you can just win. And there's been a lot of times in my life where I've been early and it's made me a lot of money, right? I was early to Shopify. I got into Shopify in 2017, and I made a lot of money Shopify drop shipping. I made a lot of money in Amazon. I got into Amazon in 2020, and I made a lot of money during COVID 2021 on Amazon. And even with ecom degree, right? I got into the coaching space, building an education company very early. I got into that in like around 2018, 2019 as well. So literally all of my success, I attribute it to being early, being an early mover. And now with Walmart, you have the opportunity to be an early mover. And what we're going to be doing in the near future, it's not out yet. It might be out by the time you watch this podcast, but we're actually going to be doing a free training for anyone that wants to get into Walmart and Amazon, because we believe that both are important. I mean, we can talk about that as well. But for anyone that wants to learn about selling on Walmart and selling on Amazon, we're going to include a link soon in the description where you can attend that training. And again, that training is going to be completely for free, just for you guys to go on there, get some education, and know how to actually do that, how to actually attack Walmart and start making some money. But going back to the Walmart and Amazon thing, why do you think it's important for people to sell on both?
So I was actually going to mention that instead of picking one, I would say do both, because you're just allowing yourself double the opportunity. You're allowing yourself double the stream of revenue. And why put all eggs in one basket? That's the simple truth to it. It's like, why would I just sell on one if I can do both? Like I can have paychecks from Walmart and paychecks from Amazon. Like that sounds like a great story to me. And so I've always been a big believer in diversification. So I would say the same exact thing for this. Don't just limit yourself to Walmart. Don't just limit yourself to Amazon. Like, they're both there for a reason. If you guys want to branch out into other marketplaces, have at it. But I would say build stable with one at the same time, and then grow from there. Just keep scaling both. You guys can manage, like, people can manage 2 stores. It's not,
you can literally do both.
Yeah, it's not like you're spending 8 hours every day on Amazon or Walmart, vice versa. You can spend 4 hours purchasing stuff for Amazon and then spend 4 hours purchasing stuff for Walmart if you really want to. That is how you guys can operate both, like, at the same time, I would say.
Yeah, it's just more eyeballs at the end of the day. The way that I look at it is, like, if you're a content creator, why not post on Instagram and post on TikTok? It's like you get more eyeballs if you just post on both platforms, which will lead to more money, right? More views, more people buying your product, your service, whatever it is that you're selling. Same thing that we're doing over here with Amazon and Walmart. We have the Amazon eyeballs and then we have the Walmart eyeballs on the same product. So that leads to more money. And like Matt was saying earlier, some products will actually sell on Walmart that don't sell on Amazon, and vice versa. So that's why you always want to be listed on both. Now, I want to wrap up this podcast with this question that's it's going to be a pretty tough question to answer, but hopefully you guys can answer it. This question is actually the title of it's the title for one of my YouTube videos, and it's my only YouTube video on this channel that hit over 1 million views. And it did that in 30 days. So obviously people they're interested about this question. So my question is, if you had to start with $0 tomorrow and you had no connections, nothing, no knowledge, how would you make $1 million again?
Do I have nothing to my name, like no phone?
You literally
nothing?
have nothing. Give me the
No phone, no laptop.
Give me the step by step. Like, what would you do? Like, literally give me, like, what would you do? Step by step.
So first step, if I have nothing, still get a job, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's in this. Okay. So I know for this purpose, I would get a job. Unfortunately, I hate saying that out loud, but
That's what I said in my video.
I would get a job, build up that income, obviously, then purchase a laptop with that money at some point when I'm comfortable doing that. It could be something cheap. There's cheap laptops out there. It doesn't have to be some brand new Mac.
$200.
Yeah, it doesn't be some brand new MacBook, as I just bought one a week ago. But beside the point, it could be something cheap. And I would use that laptop. I would purchase internet with that money as well, because you need internet and a laptop. And then I would start researching ways to make money online. And then once I find something that I am enthusiastic about, something that intrigues me, I would pick that one thing, just that one thing it is, and I would put my full focus on learning everything under the sun about that one thing. If it's Amazon, I am consuming all the free knowledge about Amazon online, the free course. I'm consuming just about anything under the sun. If it's Walmart, the same exact thing. I'm going to watch this podcast about Walmart. I'm going to watch the free training about Walmart, because there is so much out there that provides you value from just looking online, just having access to the internet. Like, the laptop is probably our best friend, one of our best friends, if not the best friend in our whole business and life. And I think that is definitely the most important purchase with internet, and using that to consume knowledge about this one thing. And then from there, I'm going to take actionable steps, not just consuming knowledge, because I think a lot of people love to consume and never do anything with it. I'm actually going to write down exactly what I need to do in a playbook, and I'm going to start executing it one by one, and have goals that I'm going to set and things I want to achieve from it, and start manifesting, because manifestation is important in this. It's a role in building the life you want, which we didn't really talk too much about, but that is a whole nother conversation that's very extensive. But I would write out everything I need to do with the manifest, and then I would just start nailing it down, and I keep reinvesting. If it's a Amazon or Walmart business, for this example, I'm going to buy products with the money I make from the job. And over, I'm just going to keep reinvesting those profits back into the business. I'm not going to take from it and buy stupid stuff. I'm going to reinvest it over and over until it snowballs to where I'm comfortable enough to leave that job. And then from there, just keep reinvesting back into the business, obviously paying myself for my needs and my personal things that I require in life. But from there, I'm going to build that business and focus on that for at least a year. A year, it's cliche, and he knows the funny video I made where it says a year is all that it takes, because it's true. If you have a year of really defined focus and execution, you can build a whole new life for yourself, a whole new path for yourself, I should say, because the path is always continuous. But build that path, take 1 year at least, make sure that it succeeds within that year, and then just continue to compound it from there to make the $1 million.
Amazing.
All right. Well, I think I thought about it, and since I literally have nothing, I'm going to take this question very literal.
Yeah.
So if I have $0, nothing to my name, no experience or knowledge or anything, first I just spawned in, just boom. Okay, I need some clothes, so I'm gonna go around and find some clothes. But honestly, like, what do you do as someone who has nothing and no knowledge or anything? Like, you're gonna have to probably beg on the street a little bit. So if at least I think that I would be my age, I'd probably go somewhere, beg for money. Eventually, when I started making enough money, I'm going to be able to find ways to make my money, make more money from it. So maybe if I find something from a store, I try to sell that product to somebody else on the street. Maybe I start selling candy and start producing something for myself. Eventually enough where I'm able to save up for probably the crappiest car I can find to actually give myself somewhere to live. And then I'd probably try to find somebody who'd be willing to let me live with them, which honestly sounds crazy, but we live in a very crazy world.
Yeah.
And at least some form of stability, because I think in life we're social creatures, we're humans. So like, you need other people around you to literally help you live life, to literally create life. You need others. So from sleeping in a car, I would eventually find someone who could at least be my foundation point. And then when I have that car and I have a foundation point where I have a roof over my head, I'm going to buy myself a laptop, because the laptop, you have access to the entire world literally from the palm of your hands. So like, it's honestly crazy. Obviously the internet changed the entire world, but when you have that computer in front of you, everything is limitless. It expands everything around you. You can talk to anybody, you can do anything, you can learn as many skills as you want, pick up all this free information, and then I'd apply that skill to allow myself to make money online.
It's a great answer, bro. I've never heard that method before, the homeless method. But,
The homeless method is
I'm sure you can stack at least $1,000 doing that. Yeah. Luckily for the viewers, I'm sure you at least live like with your parents, or you have a job already. But yeah, 100% agree. You're gonna need some type of income in the beginning, whether it's a job, whether you're begging on the street. You're gonna need some type of income to actually invest into a business that'll later allow you to leave, your 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you're doing. And luckily, like you said, literally with a laptop, you can take over the world. I remember I bought my brother a MacBook and a journal, and I was like, here, like, you can literally take over the world now. Like, don't ask me for anything else. And and he got into video editing, and now he makes money doing video editing.
Awesome.
So yeah, literally all you need is the access to the internet. And what's crazy is most of you guys watching this already have all of these things. You have a roof over your head, you have money coming in. It's probably not the money you want to make, but you have money coming in. Some of you guys have surplus amount of money coming in, but it's still not the money you want to make. You have a laptop, you have the internet, but you're still not making over 7 figures a year. And it's not because of a lack of resources, it's because of a lack of resourcefulness, because someone has taken exactly what you have, sometimes even less, and got more from it, right? I'm an example of that. Matt's an example of that. Jacob's an example of that. And if we can do it, you can do it too. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer in whatever another human did, you can do too, because we're all human. And yeah, I just hope that this podcast sparked something in you, because you only have one life. So you don't want to be in your deathbed regretting all of the things that you didn't do. Like, at least try, because the worst thing that can happen is you learn from that failure. And one of my favorite math equations, it's not really a math equation, but it's pain plus reflection equals progress. And I'm a huge believer in that. You take pain, the adversity that you're going through in your life, you reflect on it, what the lesson was, the failure, etc., and that's going to allow you to progress even more in life. And I'm a huge believer in that. So shout out to you for watching this podcast. If you have any questions, I read all of my comments. You can leave them down below in the comment section down below. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because that allows us to reach more people. And if we can reach more people, we can help more people. And if you want to be a part of that mission to help more people make money online, then hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And again, for those of you guys that want to learn more of the intricacies of this business, how you can become 7-figure sellers like Jacob, like Matt, then the link for a training will soon be in the description, where you can learn everything for free. But again, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Peace.